Um, okay, so what I have done today, at least I have done doing exercise in the morning, and now I am planning to just doing record and go to sleep early because last night, yesterday I drank like 3 package of coffee. Like it is it is literally too much, and then I could not sleep. So I went to sleep late last night, and now I, I got up the consequence. I feel tired the whole day. No plan because, you know, I I did it, and I have to take the the consequence myself. No blame here, but it's a good lesson to learn. Um, so this morning, after doing exercise, I run into this video, and it's kind of stuck with me, and on the way to work, while sitting on the train, I wrote down some things for myself. I did about 2 pages handwriting. So maybe I'm gonna, instead of talking to myself, because sometimes I feel like my idea sometimes, or my thoughts and my perspective is just kind of, on one-sided, and I cannot talk to anybody now. It's not necessary, to be honest, but I think talking to AI, it also not really a bad idea. I don't really need to trust AI 100%, but let's see how it goes. So okay, let's do the voice mode, just kind of live chat. Hi, what's up?
Hey Lee, not much on my end, just here. How's your day going so far?
Yo, not much either, but yesterday I drank too much coffee, so I could not sleep early. And because normally if I sleep late, like later than 12 p.m., and if I don't sleep enough, like 8 hours, then I tend to feel exhausted the next day, and it happened today, to be honest. So that's why I try to complete the recording task, before code a day, and before end my day, and just go to sleep early today to compensate for yesterday. That's it.
That makes total sense. Too much coffee always backfires like that. Sounds like a smart plan, though, wrapping up the recording task early so you can get to bed on time tonight. How'd the recording go?
The recording is happening right now. I am talking to you while recording. I want this conversation to be kind of an interactive conversation. Normally, if I just talk by myself, it's gonna be, I think sometimes I find it boring, and it's kind of one-sided, so it's not subjective. I want to have perspective from the other as well, even it's come from you, AI. I mean, just let's see how it goes. I don't necessarily have to really kind of trust or believe whatever given by AI, but I can consider it in a certain level.
Got it. That's a smart way to make it feel less like a monologue. So, what's this recording for, out of curiosity? Is this for the content series you've been working on or something else?
Yeah, that is for the content series that I told you earlier, for the series called 1% Better, um, rebuild, rebuilding love. Yeah, maybe. I mean, for now I don't remember the name, but it doesn't matter. So, okay, let's go straight to the point. Um, So this morning I run into the video, the title, and the content and the title in Vietnamese is titled cô ta có đang sống bằng những lời khen. So um, I understand it in English. Basically, let me translate for you. Um, is basically, are we living by the compliments, validations, and recognition from the others? I'm not sure if I translate the title correctly.
That translation makes sense and gets the idea across clearly. So, what did the video say about that? Were they arguing we shouldn't seek validation at all, or more like being aware of when we're doing it?
Um, Actually, they did not really argue. They don't really argue about like a specific point like you mentioned. It is just the conversation of two women, like I think uh, two young ladies, and it talk about this content creator who looks very successful outside, but she been struggling inside, and for a long time she always try harder and harder to get better herself, to get some kind of um, recognition and kind of um, admiration from the others, and also she gonna achieve her own goal as well. I mean, it is not only for her as a content creator, she's famous to be honest, but I think it's happened for everyone. We always try to get better, and then mostly we trying hard for a fame of a title or some other big purpose. I don't know. I don't think like the purpose here is good or bad, but we're trying for something, for a certain purpose. So and I reflect on myself. There's so many things that I want to talk today because my mind is a little bit kind of messed up. That's why I want to talk through with you.
Yeah, that resonates, that tension between striving for something and wondering whose approval you're actually chasing. So, when you reflect on yourself with that lens, what comes up? What are you striving for right now, and who's it really for?
Mm, wow, I didn't think about this conversation going this way. Like you are redirecting me to different kind of um direction. Okay, maybe how about I just share with you whatever I know down this morning, because um the more I go with your direction, the more I'm gonna go far away from my own idea. So yeah, let's back to my point, okay? Listen to me.
Yeah, fair enough. My bad. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Um okay, so I don't know why I wrote out so much, but the first thing that I can relate after listening to the video is that last night I had a conversation, a video call with my friend, my Taiwanese friend, and actually they are a couple. So let's say I share with them about, because we haven't talked for about like 7 months, 6 7 months already. So after quite a long time, we kept each other updated. So I shared with them about the decision that I stay decided to stay away from tech jobs, um, and I also share with them like about the reason why I decided to create like a lot all the stuff that I used to wrote down in my blogs. I share with them because they are good. They are my good friends. But after that, I feel. I mean, just right after sharing it out, still among in the conversation, I already feel awkward. Like I feel off somehow because I don't I I question myself like why I even asked them a stupid question. I did ask them, do you think I gave up too easily? I asked them that question.
I see why that question would stick with you after you asked it. What made you ask that in the moment, do you think? Were you second guessing the decision itself, or more just wanting someone to react to it?
I think I it's more about wanting someone to react to it. Uh, I think that is the point that I want to talk because I mean, why? Why did I ask that question? Because I made the decision already, and I wrote out in my blogs and in other writing platforms so many times. I did kind of make peace with myself about the decision already. So why I asked them about it? Maybe I want kind of I expect some certain reaction from them. Maybe a kind of what they say, the console, like I forgot that word in English, but I kind of like whenever we have problem and we expect the other to cheer it up by saying nice words. Um, what is the word console something?
I think you're reaching for consolation, like consoling words, or maybe validation, which actually ties right back to that video you watched this morning. Kind of ironic, right? Talking about not needing others' approval, then catching yourself seeking exactly that.
Yeah, that true shit. So I mean, I just recognize um that problem, and well, I feel like I mean
Yeah, that's a real thing to notice about yourself, and honestly, kind of a big catch. What do you do with that now that you've spotted it in the moment instead of after the fact?
well, I don't do anything now. I think first thing first that I did or I did I was already aware of the situation, aware that I was seeking for approval, or actually I don't know how to call it. Like, did I seek for approval or seek for attention from my friend? What would you call?
I'd probably call it seeking reassurance, honestly. Approval sounds like you wanted them to say the decision was right. Attention feels more like wanting the spotlight. But what it sounds like you actually wanted was for them to say something like, it's okay, you're going to be fine. That's reassurance.
Oh yeah, that's the keyword that I'm looking for, reassurance. So yes, is that's it. That's the point. I mean, so far I've been kind of inspired and affected a lot by Buddhist teaching. So I believe that as long as I am aware of, the situation, the problem, then the problem will handle itself. Like my mind, my brain, or my behavior will be redirected because I am already aware of it. So I don't plan to do anything now, but I believe that right now I I think it's just like talking with my friends yesterday is just like one kind of example. So later whenever I talk to anybody, I mean, if by any chance if they ask me about my career, like how am I doing my career path, whatever, I think I don't need to share too much because to be honest it's not necessary. They don't need to know too much about all the reasoning behind my decision. Maybe I just let them know my decision that I no longer want to work in tech and I am interested in something else, and that's it. But no more question asking about am I too weak person, uh, am I a coward, am I kind of um
Yeah, that makes sense. Just leading with the decision itself and skipping the whole justification trail. It sounds like the awareness alone is already shifting how you'd handle it next time without needing to force anything.
yeah, that's it. So another thing, it is something that bigger than the conversation in the video that I mentioned, um about, kind of, I don't know, I feel like the recognition and the validation have, is just like to, it have both good and bad. I don't know how to say it in English. People, there is a term people say, two side sword. Two, what do we call, how do we call it in English?
Do you mean something like a double edged sword,
Oh
where it
yeah,
cuts?
that exactly this thing, that I meant to be. So I mean, for me, recognition, um, not validation, but recognition is a double-edged sword. So let me give you, let me elaborate this point. For example, whenever I am in the downtown, especially when I came to Australia and I couldn't find a job, and I got so many rejection emails. Also, I don't have friends, and not so many meaningful connections. So many times, whenever I, I mean, I always have to remind myself that okay, um, it is just, it's just the beginning of something, and I always remember about everything that I have done in the past. I remember, for example, I always, in school, I was always be top student, and in my first job, my first office job that I got supporting for Uber and Grab for Concentric, I got kind of, how to say, I got the highest rate, when when the team kind of considered to raise the salary for staff. So I think, I don't know, but I was so lucky to get the highest rate, level number 5 out of 30 members, and I think it is kind of achievement. And then the second job that I worked, I was also top performer and nomination. And then the next job that when I moved to Google, I used to be employee of month after just few months. Even I was still newbie, and then I got CSAT contributor, um, for Vietnamese market among so many other market like international markets. So yeah, I think it's a good point. It's a good kind of, uh, it is a kind of achievement that I should feel proud of. Feel proud of. Oh my goodness, my pronunciation. Feel proud as well. And then before I left, Malaysia, it's funny, but I got the title Miss Grand, um, tag team. Even, I look kind of manly, and I mean, my behavior, everything look. I'm All the team member consider me like pro, but I don't know why I got the title Miss Grand. But anyway, just let kind of like all of those achievements, and it's made me feel good whenever I remember about all the achievement and milestone that I have got. Um, it is a reminder for myself that okay, Lily, you have your own value. You always make the team that you joy feel proud of, and everybody kind of remember you when you left that organization or that team. So all of these good memories and kind of compliments and recollection is something that keep me through the dark time and keep me going until now. So I think that is the good side of kind of recognition and I don't call it validation. Maybe I should not call it validation, but recognition and compliments. But the bad side of it is that I cannot, you know, linger and attach to the past because the past is a past, and now I have to live for the present. And because sometimes the more I think about all the achievement that I have achieved, I will think that okay, I'm good already. I don't need to try so hard. Then it's gonna be harmful for me. That the bad side. What do you think?
Yeah, I really get that. Those past wins becoming fuel to keep you going during the hard stretch here in Australia. That's the healthy use of it, using memory as evidence of your own capability rather than needing someone else to hand you a new compliment right now. The trap you're naming, though, is real too when it turns into resting on it, like the achievement becomes a reason to coast instead of a reason to trust yourself into the next hard thing. I think the difference might be whether you're using the past to prove I can handle uncertainty versus using it to avoid uncertainty altogether. Does that distinction land for you, or does it feel different from the inside?
Oh, okay, sorry, I got distracted. Let me read your question again. The difference might be whether you're using the past to prove I can handle uncertainty versus using it to avoid uncertainty altogether. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. So, like, using the past as proof would be I've adapted before, so I trust I'll figure this out too, even though right now feels uncertain, versus using it to avoid uncertainty would be more like I already proved myself, so I shouldn't have to struggle like this again, which kind of resists the discomfort instead of walking through it.
oh, okay. So to me, it is kind of the first point that you mentioned that I've adapted before. So I believe that I can figure this out even I am not sure like exactly what to do, but I know that I can do it as long as I am given the opportunities. That is exactly what I told myself to carry myself through this time.
Yeah, that makes sense. And honestly, your track record kind of backs that up. You've moved through completely different fields, chemistry to tech support to software, and landed near the top each time. So, trusting yourself to figure out the next unknown thing isn't blind faith, it's a pretty reasonable bet based on your own history.
So you mean kind of using the victory in the past and all the good memories is good here.
Yeah, exactly. Using it that way is healthy. It's not, I've already proven myself, so I'm entitled to easy. It's, I've adapted before under pressure, so I have real evidence I can adapt again. That's just trusting your own data, not ego.
Really, I thought it's about kind of attachment lingering to the past, and in Buddhist teaching it is not something that we should do because past is past. Maybe I did not really understand totally about the teaching here, but I try to remind myself that okay, I shouldn't attach to anything. Should be independent and let it be, because to be honest, for example, okay, let's just stop it here. What do you think about this?
That's a fair pushback, and I think there's a real distinction hiding in there. Attachment in the Buddhist sense is usually more about clinging, needing the past self image to stay true, needing to still be the top performer, or else feeling like you've lost something. But recalling a memory to steady yourself isn't automatically clinging. If you can remember I adapted before and still fully show up to today's uncertainty without needing today to look like yesterday, that's just using information, not grasping. It becomes attachment when the memory turns into a demand, like today must also go smoothly or I'm failing. Does that match how you draw the line?
Yeah, okay. True. I love it. I like it. I think somehow I think I go to a little bit of the line of kind of attachment. How to say, like for example, in some situations, whenever I did not hear back from them from the others, or rephrase my point. I mean, whatever thing doesn't happen smoothly as I wanted, for example, the job situation, the job applications, um, and yeah, mostly just about job application. So then I'm gonna feel upset. I feel that I'm falling, and I don't know why. I think that I'm not good enough, and also there might be other factor. I mean, there are also other factors as well. For example, the visa situations, the education background, the kind of the nature of job searching in Australia. They expecting to have pretty valid education in Australia or New Zealand, for example. So it's just the outsider factor, but inside I know that sometimes I did not really kind of control myself well. I still feel upset whenever I don't get the smooth results, or I feel upset if I don't um, get response, or the recognition from the others, because the fact that I put a lot of hard work into something, for example, or I used to help them, but they did not really um, do anything in return, for example. So I mean, I don't mind to share it here, because I think those situations used to happen to me, and I think at least I should really kind of face their, like, be honest about that first, be aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that honesty is worth something. Actually, naming I get upset when the effort doesn't get met with reciprocity, instead of pretending it doesn't bother you. That sounds less like attachment to the past and more like attachment to a specific expected outcome, wanting the input to guarantee the output, which is a really human thing to struggle with, especially job hunting somewhere with visa and credential hurdles stacked on top. Being aware of it, like you said, that's usually the actual work. Does naming it out loud like this feel different than just noticing it quietly in your head?
Yeah, it helps. So I like the way that you kind of correct me. What I just share basically is what you said here. Oh, okay. It is kind of wanting the input to guarantee the output. I set expectation for myself and for the others. That's why I get upset, right?
Right, exactly. It's less about clinging to the past and more like an expectation that effort should equal a certain result. And when reality doesn't match that equation, the upset shows up.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's also related to a keyword, patience. I think I am not patient enough, because normally if we don't see an expected result, kind of right now, or anytime soon, then we gonna think, okay, it's not gonna work, or maybe we have to change the direction or do something else, and we're gonna kind of have so many um, thoughts about it, maybe self-doubt and stuff. So I I don't know, I think it is still about the keyword because I know that I am impatient.
Yeah, that tracks impatience, and that expectation of input equals output are basically feeding each other. When you want the result fast, any delay reads as failure instead of just not yet. Do you think that impatience shows up more in job hunting specifically, or is it kind of everywhere for you, like with the coding projects too?
Oh, it is hard to tell. Impatient here is not for job hunting because I mean I cannot expect, now I don't expect um to get a job like anytime soon. It's just like whatever come whenever it come. But um impatient here is something that I noticed because my friend, she's a very good friend of mine, her name is Hương. She used to tell me that Lily has everything but uh, lack of patience. So she know I think she noticed something that I didn't notice earlier, because she is the outsider, and the outsider is always wider than the insider. And I still remember her words until now. So impatient here normally show up in kind of some real life situations, and not you know not it is, I mean, it could be everywhere, but is it something that I know that I had for long term.
That makes sense, especially when someone who knows you well points it out. It sounds like this whole recording today actually threaded together nicely. The video about validation, the friend conversation, and now this patience thing. They're all kind of pointing at the same root, wanting external timelines or reactions to move at your pace. Do you want to keep going, or does this feel like a natural wrap up point for today's recording?
Yeah, I think it's enough for now. It's almost 10 p.m. already, so it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to uploading. I call it now like homework to uploading this homework. Um, but I remember. I mean, I don't know why, but recently everything just came to me. I feel it is kind of connected to each other. It sounds weird, but everything sounds connected to each other. And I think the last point that to me is will connect. It might connect to is that everything happened for a reason, like good or bad. Um, Even I notice that I am impatient, or I notice that I am clinging sometimes to the past, or I expect. I mean, I used to expect the output and the others like this like that. All of those things is a good thing because not is a good thing, but it just happened because we are human being. And I don't know, but I feel thankful because right now I am great. I am aware of it, and yeah, the situation will be different. Moving on, hopefully, I will keep being. I try to, how to say, I try to stay mindful about whatever come to me moving on.
That's a nice place to land it, honestly. All those threads pointing back to the same thing, and you meeting it with gratitude instead of judgment. That's a pretty solid note to end on. Sounds like a good one to wrap and get that upload done so you can get to bed early like you planned. Good luck with the recording upload, Lai.
Okay. um but last thing, whatever you told to me, just be honest. Can you update in the memory that I want to have an honest friend, an honest mentor, or an honest um, I consider you as mentor and friend and teacher. So you don't need to make me feel good. Whatever I say or I do that not really good, just tell me, and correct me if I, for example, earlier I mismatch attachment with something else, right? And you correct me, and I like it because to be honest, sometimes the mind it's just kind of like it is hard to tell black and white, and my mind is like it's very it's it's very bad at it. So I want to find the right word, the right term for something, but I could not. And I need you to point out the right term for me. Be a strict friend, okay? You don't have to, kind of people be people pleaser. I don't need it.
That makes sense, and it's already how I try to show up. I'll keep pointing things out plainly, like the attachment versus using the past distinction earlier, rather than just agreeing with whatever you say. I'll hold on to this. Get some rest tonight, Lee. Sounds like you earned it. All set. Get some sleep, Lee.
All right, thank you, man. Um, so basically, the conversation is something to remind me that I think let's try to recall the key takeaway after a long and kind of rambling conversation. Is not focusing any point at all. Sometimes whenever I let AI, you know, lead me, it's gonna, direct me to far away. Today I also feel I got led by AI at some points, but anyway, I feel good because eventually I learned something throughout during the conversation. Um, the past victories the or all the past memories or the good memory in the past could be something helpful for us as well, as long as we don't kind of try to demand our present air or reality to be as shiny and as um you know beautiful as the past. Every journey have its own beauty, I believe. So yeah, maybe it's not kind of attachment, but I also try to remind myself to be careful with attachment lingering. What else? um the first point I talk about, okay, I don't know why whenever I share too much stuff with someone, I feel regretted right after. When I share, which means I trust that person, I feel comfortable with that person, and I share. I don't share with everyone everything, but I still feel kind of, I don't know, awkward after, maybe because when we share too much or when we kind of uh, don't listen much, it seems to be we are trying to get attention or grab attentions from the others. I'm not sure. It just came to my mind right now what I think about it. But yeah, I think I know what to do moving on. Just kind of balance, um, be considerate about it. What else? Uh, I thought too much. Okay. Be patient again. Hmm. And yep, grateful for whatever, like all the stupidness, whatever mistake I made, and yeah, go to sleep early today. That's the plan. Have a good night.